Have you been thinking about converting a van or a bus into a tiny home? If so, stick around because in this video I'm going to go over the pros and cons on if it's worth it to convert a tiny home and travel in it full time. So if you know us from TikTok or Instagram, my wife and I self-converted a shuttle bus into a tiny home and traveled the entire United States. And the biggest question people ask me is it worth it? So let's go over a pros and cons list. So some of the pros about living in a van or a bus is that you're not going to have to pay rent anymore. And you're also not going to have to be locked into a 30-year mortgage. And with the price of everything going up, it's really difficult for a lot of people to afford their rent, which is why I believe the tiny home industry is booming right now. And the other nice thing about living in a tiny home on wheels is that you'll be able to travel wherever you want, whenever you want. And there's just something about having no commitments and traveling that gives you the type of peace of mind you can't find anywhere else. And on to the cons. The biggest problem I see that people have when they're converting buses is where to park it. Before you convert your bus into a tiny home, keep in mind that there's a lot of counties in the United States that don't allow any type of camping or any type of nomads or even any type of buses. Now keep in mind that I traveled the entire United States in a 23-foot bus and I had absolutely no issues parking it at places. Just keep in mind, some places will not let you park there. The next thing is, if you're used to living in a really big space, downgrading to a tiny home might be a lot harder than you think. So I would recommend renting some type of camper or some type of tiny home and take it on vacation before you take the big leap on moving out of your home and living in a tiny home. And my last con on the list is what I get messages most about is the toilet. Where are you going to poop? What type of toilet are you going to use? Are you going to use a composting toilet? Are you going to use a urine diverting toilet? This is a huge problem that a lot of people have. If you're not comfortable pooping in a bucket basically, then I don't recommend tiny home living for you. A lot of people do end up using public restrooms and things like that, but just keep in mind you may have to poop in a bucket from time to time. And that was my pros and cons list on if you should build a tiny home or not. I hope this video helped you. If you guys want to know how much it costs on average to build a tiny home, look for another video down below. And if you guys like the content, be sure to click the subscribe button and the bell notification button to stay up to date on new videos. Thanks for watching. Peace.